Take it.
Okay, so we're exiting executive session. No business was transacted, excuse me. No votes taken. We're waiting for one for, can we move around on the agenda then?
Yeah.
Maybe let you go ahead. We're just gonna hold for now.
Right. So I'll be very brief. Just to give you a general update on some of the projects that we have at the Alliance underway. Probably first and foremost, and most importantly to the ACBDC, is the Altech steel plant site redevelopment. With your assistance, we've hired McFarland Johnson to perform the generic environmental impact statement to that. We expect that to take 12 plus or minus months to get done. We have also had the Albany County Legislature has just transferred the property to the Albany County IDA, which will be the owner of the property through its redevelopment towards ultimately getting the site developed and back on the tax rolls in our county. We've got some very good news on the infrastructure site. National Grid has confirmed that they've got up to 60 megawatts of available power on that site. As Kevin mentioned a little bit earlier about some of the semiconductor stuff, that's a very rare occurrence and very valuable. This is a Superfund site. We do have a liability agreement with DEC, and that DEC just sent us a letter that they will extend that liability agreement to the IDA. So as we redevelop that, that will, all those benefits will follow it. So things are going very well on that front. And Mr. Chairman, I will curtail my comments so you can continue on with the business of the meeting.
Great. So I'd like to return back to the loan modification request for Moxie Owl. Is there a motion to approve the resolution as presented to us?
So moved.
Second. Is there any discussion, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Great. Thank you all. You're welcome.
Great, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll continue on my report.
Please.
Second project that I'd like to brief the board about, again, is a significant project for the county, and that is the demolition of the central warehouse. As you know, we've been mired down in some specious litigation about the project. The petitioner has filed an appeal in front of the third district of the Court of Appeals. And asked for a temporary restraining order. The temporary restraining order was denied, so we're going ahead. Our contractor, Gramercy Lero, is in the process of filing permits, which we expect to be done by October, at which time the environmental remediation will commence. And then that is probably 4 to 6 months, depending on what they run into. And then the actual demolition will commence after that, and we expect this to be done sometime late 2026 or at the very latest, the beginning of 2027. One of the gating issues here in this demolition is securing the permits with Amtrak. As you all know, the traffic for Amtrak going west and north of Albany runs immediately adjacent to the building. You can almost, if you're riding on the train, you can almost open the window and reach out and touch the building. It's so close. And railroads have these special powers bestowed upon them by the federal government to be able to stop any development at, near, or by any railroad right of way. And so we're working through that with the Amtrak. But all things seem to be go. We're still kind of subject to the decision of the court on the appeal. But we're not waiting for that. We'll keep going until we're told to do otherwise. Lastly is the College of St. Rose campus redevelopment project. As you all know, we have 71 buildings, 54 of which are homes. We've got 938,000 square feet of space there on some 27 and a half acres. We've got our consultants are undergoing the master planning process, and we expect the plan to be done by November. at which time, we will start to actually send out RFPs and RFIs for actual redevelopment of the campus. The goal of which is to have a development there which is consistent and complementary to the neighborhood, to the city, and to the county, but yet at the same time repay the $40 million in debt that the county is guaranteeing by the authority to redevelop the project. So things are moving along very well on that. The consultants are interviewing developers and getting a lot of great feedback. There does seem to be interest, but the key is going to be how much of that interest translates into, the economic terms that we need to, see happen to repay that debt. I do have to say that, Albany County stepped up in a way that saved that neighborhood and to a certain degree, the city of Albany. There have been other college campuses around the country, even around New York State, put the Dowling College down in Long Island, College in New Rochelle, that closed and were just left to decay. And bad things happened as a result. And but for Albany County, and in particular the leadership of Dan McCoy, Joanne Cunningham, Dennis Feeney, this just would not have happened. This was, and I think may turn out to be a model for what other communities do throughout the country when they're faced with these college closings, which are inevitable. Some estimates by the experts say that 30% of these small independent colleges will close. It's a function of demographics. There just aren't enough kids to support all the colleges that are out there right now. And these colleges with small or no endowments are just not going to make it. They'll either close or merge into something else. So this is a national phenomenon. And I think Albany County responded to this in a very courageous manner. There are some concerns by some neighborhood interests. You may have read in the papers about the county moving into certain buildings before the plan is done. And my response to that is thank God. Because the best thing that happens to that campus is that you've got live bodies breathing human air into those buildings. It's the best thing for the maintenance of those buildings, the security of that campus and otherwise. And secondly, what that does to see Albany County, expending resources and taking the risk by moving there, it creates development momentum. It's like the anchor tenant of a new mall or something along those lines. It gives other investors confidence that they're not going to be the only activity happening there, and that's been reinforced by the discussions we've had with the developers. I do think that the timing of the master plan coming out in November and the process that we have to go through to sell any of these buildings to the county, which the board has yet to make a decision on, will be in the timing such that the plan will be out before the county closes on these buildings. So I think it's a little bit of a moot point, but people are concerned. This is in their backyards and they're nervous about it, and rightfully so. So that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. O'Connor? Okay. Thank you. Are there any public comments? Right, none. We've already gone through executive sessions, so if there's no other business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Great. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No abstentions to that, certainly. Thank you, everyone.
Very
you.
efficient
So now we
meeting.
know.
Nine oh nine.
I know, that's the thing.